I was just one of the guys in the barroom. And when we opened up, everybody laughed. The audience laughed because there I was sound asleep with a cigar in my mouth.
But at the end of one act, Big Daddy's just found out he's got cancer. Christ, damn, lights, fireworks, and everything exploding. I was on the light board. There's nobody at the sound board. The sound was a frog croaking. We just about died.
Yeah, she was sitting in a rocking chair and waiting for a young man to make an entrance. And one night he didn't enter. And so she rocked and rocked and rocked. And this was not just a minute or two. This was more like 7 or 8 minutes. And it was just dreadful. She was making up lines and she was singing to herself, and she was doing every piece of business she could possibly think of until this young man appeared.
And in fact, one night in Auntie Mame, there was a little girl sitting in C or D section. I was aware of her moving down the aisle and sitting on the steps. She was so glued to Auntie Mame, and whenever it was opportune, she'd move down on this. By the end of the first act, she was sitting just that last step before the stage itself. And she was just, I don't even think she knew she was moving.
Just beyond this mountain, in the seating area up in row 2 or 3, was a person with a seeing eye dog. And during that duel scene, the dog growled the whole time. And the actors afterwards said they were so unnerved because they envisioned this dog just leaping over the railing and onto the mountain and at them.
The Countess, I played Countess Delage in The Women, which was a fun show. All those women, and the director, coincidentally, is a gynecologist, Dick Fleer. A lot of people made fun of that.
So this play, for the first time, was a chance to get to know this huge group of women. And at first there was strife and tensions, but it was so damn much fun. So we're all huddled together in the dark, and suddenly somebody in the back starts hitting the woman in front of her across the rear. And then it just spread all the way. And I realized I'd never had that feeling with a group of women before. It was really a wonderful time, and we really enjoyed it a lot. I think everybody did.
It's the first time, in my knowledge, that the set crew got a round of applause. And when you get a round of applause, wow, actors get that, not stage crew.
Jim Beckett. I played the Archbishop of Canterbury in the first act and the Pope in the second act.
I never got out on the stage myself. I would have liked to, because back in the old days, it wasn't as professional as it is now. And all the actors helped each other out a lot more, but I guess I just didn't have enough courage or enough guts to do it. The closest I came was Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. The fellow who played Gooper missed rehearsal after rehearsal after rehearsal. So I was Gooper with the script in my hand. And I remember one time Doug said to me, if Gooper misses one more rehearsal, you're Gooper. That SOB never missed another rehearsal.
Oh, the show was a theater of the absurd. It was called One Way Pendulum. It's about a young man who was trying to teach weighing machines to sing. During the intermission, we had a weighing machine in the lobby, and we had a man in the catwalk who was watching people step on the weighing machine, and then through a PA system, he would announce their weight in stones. Everybody just was fascinated by this, and of course nobody knew what a stone was at that time, so they didn't know whether he was insulting them or not, but he was pretty accurate most of the time.
I appeared on the stage once. In the play, The Real Inspector Hound, there is a dead body on the stage from beginning to end, and I played that one night. Very pleasant experience, because all I had to do was keep my eyes closed.
I think it was Dark of the Moon. The gal who was playing the lead in it was in a very serious car accident just before the play. When she'd come in for rehearsal, she could hardly walk in the building. You could just see almost feel the pain of her. But when the play went on, the minute the lights went on, it was just like nothing had happened. The lights would be off and she'd literally hobble off the stage to get backstage. But talk about adrenaline. You realize, yeah, what it can do for you. It's amazing to see some of that stuff happening. That's, I think, why we stay with theater.
Yep, just for the love of it. And it was fun.
It was an incredible experience, and I thank TRP for it for the rest of my days.
We're a community of volunteers, and that was certainly worth volunteering for.
Well, theater in the round has been such a wonderful part of my life. That's just part of my life. It isn't anything that I would ever give up.
Sometimes I wonder with what we've got now, how we managed to survive back then, but I think that, again, is why some of our old timers would stay around, because when you have a job that's a huge challenge and you come up with an answer for it, you really feel a part of owning that thing. And you can't get away from what that does to you.
There's always a job to be done, and there's a great sense of satisfaction when you do it.
It's a good place to find out how good you are.
That I went down there not knowing a single person and ending up with this history of good times and friends. That's the best.
I think the highlight for me is every time I'm on 35W going by the theater or Cedar Avenue, thinking what we contributed to that place and that it's still there and it's still doing what we built it to do. That is very satisfying.
Makes me feel good to be a part of it. TRP is real special to me.
Makes me hungry to want to go do a show again.